You ever just wonder what Wario's doing in his castle right now? I hope he's having fun. Hello and welcome to the Super Mario Second Land. On the last episode, we conquered space! In this episode, honey, I shrunk the Mario. Except in this case, honey is Mario because the Super Mario willingly walked through that hill that made him teeny tiny. So honey, I shrunk the, refers to the Mario, and Mario also refers to Mario. Mario is both people in the case of this title, and the Super Mario has made himself the Micro Mario to enter the Macro Zone. Now, Macro Zone, it's a home, but if you assume the door is about the size of a Super Mario, it's a pretty small home, but if you become Micro, it becomes a very large property, and it becomes a very large beachside property. That the Super Mario's left uninhabited, so we can wait for the property values to go up, so we can sell it at a higher profit, instead of just letting, like a family rent it out or something. It's a very large place. Several families could probably fit in there, Mario. You're a shitty landlord. Not that there's anything other than a shitty landlord, am I right? There's probably fine landlords somewhere out there, but that's not usually the case, and we all know it. So the macro. No, it's not the micro zone, it's the macro zone. I find the macro zone to be pretty cool. Like I mentioned in Tree Zone, sometimes the game does the thing where, where you are on the map correlates to, what the level is. And this game kind of does it a little bit also. If you're crouching on one of those and you go under something, you stand up, it kind of, shoots you ahead because the game doesn't know what to do. Either that or they programmed the game to be like, if you do that, let's just speed him up to get him out of there. And I'm glad it became Fire Mario, because I did want to be Fire Mario. I'm just going to go ahead and jump down here so I can see the bottom platform so we don't have to make a blind jump. But yes, the macro zone does the thing where it's like, where you are on the map matters. Because when we started this level, we went down a hole. And now we're in a little fire hell outside of the house. I'm not sure why they went with fire down here. Not entirely sure about that, but it'll be more relevant as we proceed through the macro zone, where we are in the house and stuff. I also appreciate macro zone because it's because you're small, you can fight ants because ants are little, and now that you're a little guy, you can fight other little guys, which is a nice reuse of the ant enemy that we saw in Tree Zone. And also we start seeing variations of them. The antenna ones are just kind of normal guys who'll walk forward. But the ones with the weird, these are just the normal ones. Was there one of them up ahead? Nope, there's a gun one. For some reason they have gun. Oh, we hit 100 enemies killed. Nice, we can waste our star because I wasn't paying attention. Even the last episode I was like, if you think about what you're doing, you can do cool things with your star power. But unfortunately I wasn't entirely paying attention to that. And you know what, since we have Fire Mario, why not? We'll just go ahead and... No. Yeah, just in case I screwed up. Let's go through here, because just up ahead is the exit to this level. There's also the boulder throwing guys, which I really appreciate with their little construction hats. There's also the ones with the rounded heads that will turn spiky if you aren't fast enough to kill them, where you'll just need to take a moment. So, Macro Zone's pretty cool, in that, it has a secret level, most zones do. But unlike the other worlds, you can actually proceed up to... the secret level of Macro Zone, at any time. It doesn't stop you, which is a little strange that for some reason they disbarred you from doing that in the other levels, but for some reason allowed it in this one. We're just going to go ahead and finish. Oh, this is the guy I was talking about. Yeah, if you're not careful, he'll just spike up, and you can tell the spiky ones because they have the rounded heads. So you got to pay attention to the ants, which is kind of an interesting... Oh, cool! Is this the first time we've murdered the Super Mario? In your face, you jerk! Maybe we killed him in the last episode. I can't remember. Memory, not so good. As the Super Mario would say, oh, it's a not so good. Which is exactly what I would say about the Super Mario. But no, it's neat. Kind of these enemies are similar, but you can kind of if you just take a moment to look at them, you'll know if they're about to spike you or not. And I suppose we can become Bunny Mario now. The reason I wanted to be Fire Mario was entirely so we could unlock that bonus area, which I know we would normally do the bonus area as soon as we unlocked it, but we were pretty close to the end of the level anyway, so I figured, yeah, why not? We'll just come back in. We'll finish this one off before we continue. And I love the little okay, so there's normal ants, there's spiky ants, which okay, that makes sense to me. They're bugs, whatever. But then they're there's also construction ants, which that's cute. Ants are basically nature's construction workers. Sure, I get it. And then they're but then there's some that have guns. Maybe some ants spit things? I doubt it. They were probably just we want a projectile enemy. And they're let's strap a gun to an ant. And, everyone just nodded solemnly and was yeah, that's good. Yeah, like this guy. He'll get the better of us if I just jumped on him. You can jump on them. You need to wait for them to not be spiky. And the way they're programmed, they can kind of catch you off guard because they tend to like to spike right as you're like jumping on them, like if you're just kind of approaching them. Now this area is mean. This is just a little bonus area, and I'll show why it's mean in a second. Because once I show why it's mean, we actually won't be able to get back here as Fire Mario. And there's not much back here. I think there's a couple like 1-ups, which is like, oh, cool, neat. We can come up here, get some more lives, add to our counter. That doesn't really matter because we'll probably never get a game over unless something bad happens to the Super Mario. But here's why this is mean, because if you come here and you kind of bounce around like carelessly, you'll activate that hidden block, and then you won't be able to get back there as Fire Mario, which you need to break those special blocks. And I kind of appreciate this little area down here because it's like a little, not puzzle, but a little obstacle you can go through to get a fire flower if you didn't have one already for the upcoming little bonus area to get to the Macro Zone Special. But we're not worried about that. We've already unlocked Macro Zone Special, and we can play it at any time we wish, thanks to the ability to go to the bonus level and not have it locked off from us for some reason. Like, I guess there's kind of a reason why this one is approachable. I just don't know why the other ones aren't approachable. You know what I mean? Like, the other ones might not be approachable in that they want you to work for them because they're kind of just straight up and down, like, here's a bonus you can go through to get like some extra coins, extra lives, etc., etc. But now we'll go ahead and do the Macro Zone Special. I just wanted to go ahead and get that other level out of the way before it was completely gone from all of our collective memories. So this level doesn't entirely gel with the like, oh, where you are in the house matters. Like, you've gone up in the house, so you're kind of proceeding upwards. Oh, and I forgot to play as Luigi. That's fine, whatever. If I die, we'll swap over to Luigi. Just dying? No, dying doesn't kick you out of the level. If whatever happens, we will swap over to Luigi, but it's fine. Luigi can take a little nap this episode. Why not? But yeah, this is just kind of like I wouldn't say an actually difficult bonus level, but this is one where you could die because there's those, it's a side-scrolling one. And there's little bonus segments like this where you kind of have to force yourself down a little tube like that where you could get squished if you're not being careful. And like the positioning on the house, it's like, oh, you're going up, so you're kind of like in the air or whatever. But it's not like there's a specifically like, oh, you're climbing up the side of the house, or, like any like, oh, here's like a windowsill or anything like that. But it's like, hey, you're going up the house, whatever. And it's not like a particularly hard level, but what is interesting about it, and the reason I assume they allow you to progress to it, is this is a shortcut like bonus level. This actually lets us go straight to Macro Zone 4, where the boss is, and you can just finish the level. So you can beat this level with never going to Macro Zone 2 or 3, which is pretty cool. Alright, so we've done the hole in the front yard, and now we're going to be proceeding into the house. So we're still in the front yard, but we're like getting to the point where it's like, oh, we're going to be coming up to, we're going through front yard up to the door, so we'll be entering the home. And I love these little beetle guys. I never think you can jump on them because they have a horn on their head, but you can jump on them. Horns be damned. You can jump on he head, and it's perfectly fine. So I think we're gonna have just a little. Well, actually, we're entering the house. So like now we have like, this would be like the door. So we have like the stairs entering the house, but we can't get into the front door. So we're instead gonna go through a little pipe, which I suppose doesn't entirely make sense, and enter the plumbing of the house. And we just have a small little water segment as we go through here, and we'll take Bunny. No, I want to stick as Fire Mario. I know we're gonna want Fire Mario for the next level. I just don't entirely remember this level off the top of my head. So we'll just continue as Fire Mario. Why not? Okay, I guess we won't be continuing as Fire Mario. Maybe I will go back. Nah, whatever. If we die, we die. Oh, cool, we've killed Mario. My brain just stopped processing there, and it went bad. But that's fine, Sometimes you lose in a video game, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with losing from time to time. It's just how video games go. No matter how good you get at video games. It's honestly, whenever a video game gets the better of me nowadays, I really appreciate it because, I play a lot of Nintendo games. They tend to be, for small children. So they tend to not be all that difficult after, years and years of playing them. So whenever you get to a moment where something kills you, it's kind of refreshing because it's like, oh, thank God. Just a small amount of challenge. Give me that challenge high that I can't get from anything anymore. And I suppose we'll be taking Bunny regardless of whether my brain was processing it properly last time or not. We're bunnying it up, so hooray. So yes, there's not really all that much going on with this level. Like, you go through the front yard and then you proceed like through the sewers to actually enter the house because you can't open the door because you're too little. You're too much of a little guy to open the door. So there's something I've wanted to talk about and haven't really found the right moment to do it. But it's the composers for Super Mario Lands. So in the first one, it was Hip Tanaka, who I just learned that his name isn't Hip Tanaka. It's like it's an H name. I've forgotten it because my dummy self didn't write it down. But I'll let you hurt me so I can hit this. Oh, we get another star. Cool. Because Bunny Mario can't do the spin jump. So it was convenient that they put an enemy there so I could hurt myself and claim access to the spin jump again. Thank you, video game. Hip Tanaka composed the first game. Hip Tanaka composing games like Balloon Fight, Metroid, Kid Icarus, Dr. Mario, one of the composers, and the oh man, I'm doing a bad job at this. One of the composers for Earthbound. Hip Tanaka's pretty good composer. But this game they swapped over to Totaka, which is why things like the invincibility theme was changed. Kazumi Totaka, I think that's that guy's name. And just a little bonus area we can go to up there. Like, you can also come down here, and there's another way to get to the bell, but if you drop down where the arrow of coins is pointing, you'll hit the bell. So cool. Nice. For this game, they swapped over to Totaka, which is probably why the invincibility thing changed from, like, the can to whatever the hell it is in this game. I don't entirely actually like the invincibility theme in this game. Honestly, the tracks in this game are kind of hit and miss with me. There's only a few tracks in Mario Land 1, but the three that I like, I really like, or, the three that I like out of, like, the 9 that there are very good. The music in this one's kind of hit and miss. Like, there's a few good themes. There's a few that's just like, whatever. And just for the most part, it kind of, it's fine. And that's not to say Totaka's bad. Totaka's done some great stuff, like Yoshi's Story, Luigi's Mansion, Animal Crossing. And I recently learned the person who did the Wii channels, like, themes, so, like, the Wii shop music and stuff, if I understood the discography to be correct. Also did things like is the voice of Yoshi and the inspiration for KK Slider, because KK's like KK Totake or whatever, something like that. It's just something I wanted to mention because I found it interesting. And oh shoot, we're actually at 999 coins. I said it when we were at 997, but you know what I mean. We've hit that, so I suppose we'll go do some slots after we beat this one. So now we're in the house proper, and I don't think this level for the most part takes advantage of that theme because it's like, oh, it's just like some walls or whatever. It's not like, oh, here's a couch and, like some like a table you go under or anything. But that's not to say that this level's bad or anything. Like, we have those weird escalator blocks, which I want you to remember how those blocks looked, because it's going to be really confusing why they look that way in a moment, because it's like, oh, they're just blocks with arrows on them. Okay, that seems like pretty debug. Oh, this is why I wanted Fire Mario. Damn it, I completely forgot I wanted Fire Mario. Because if you come into this level as Fire Mario, just beyond here, there's a block with oh, can you not enter this? I thought you could enter. Oh, shoot, there's a fire flower in this level. I didn't think there was a fire flower in this level. I did not realize that. It's a good thing I got stuck in that pipe when I wanted to show off that you can walk through these pipes. Very cool, very good. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to edit in thing. Oh, and there's a skullfish in here. Can I just get by this guy? Fire's not killing him. I'm not sure if we can jump on. Yeah, I'm gonna try jumping on him. Why not? Because, if we lose the power. Okay, you can't jump on him. Well, that was neat. Very cool. I want to show you could go through these things and accidentally found a fire flower. Neat. I was like, damn, there's not a fire flower in this level to my knowledge. Maybe there's one just up ahead. A star, we can come through here. We can kill a bunch of Koopas, get a 1-up. Because I think when you kill 5 in this game, you get a 1-up. I feel like the number you had to kill in Mario Brothers was 8 enemies you had to kill. I don't entirely remember, but you kill 5, and then every one you kill after the 4th one, so, starting with the 5th one, becomes a 1-up, which is very cool and neat. Don't get a lot of opportunities to utilize that. There's also a bonus just up ahead if we had the Bunny Mario, and I do think there's a carrot coming up ahead if I recall this level correctly. So I like this little area because it's like, is this like a stove or something? If this is a stove, it's neat. If it's not, it's like, why is there just a little fire in the house? This part right here I think is very neat because you walk in here and it's the fireplace of the house. Because like if you remember on the map, there was like a little fireplace that led up to the attic, which is what we're looking for now. And is there not like a hidden block or something? Because I would very much so appreciate getting this carrot. Can I make that jump? I don't think I can make that jump. Maybe Luigi could, but Luigi's not here. Or this is Mario's time. We'll see what Mario can do about this stupid carrot. Can I just make? Oh, there it is. Okay, I knew there had to be a hidden block somewhere because Not a jump that I can make. Oh, okay, there's more. Okay, cool. We've done it. Did it, and everything's fine. And before we go into the fireplace, I do want to show that there was just a little hidden secret back here. Cool, I'm glad everything worked out, because I was like, oh, damn, I don't have any of the power-ups I need. And oh, I didn't know the flies spawned this way. Maybe they were here and I just forgot. You can never really catch up with those flies. You can murder them if you get a fire flower and just whack them with one of those, but you can't really jump on them because they just fly away. And they put these guys in a Wario Land as well. I don't think they show up very often. I think they're maybe only in like 2 levels. And I'm now interested. Is there a... Nope, no secret in there. Maybe I hit the pipe wrong, but I don't think there's a secret in there. I just got really interested because it seemed like a thing where they might put a secret. I do really appreciate the end of this level where you go up the what do you call it? Fireplace. I was like, what do you call these? I live in Texas. I've only ever had a fireplace in one of my homes, and we literally never used it. Oh, hey, I forgot. Yeah, whenever time gets low, they do the, hey, time's getting low music, and then it speeds up because they give you, like, obscene amount of time in this video game. Okay, cool. Cool and good. Let's go ahead and just get something. Or get nothing. Cool. Which is great, because I don't think we've actually missed that in this playthrough. Which gets us to the end of Macro Zone. So now we can go to any of the levels of Macro Zone. We can proceed to the special one, because they let you do that in this one for some reason. And, it's all good and cool. But before we go and play the last level of Macro Zone, let's go ahead and take a trip to the casino. And I don't know why I stopped talking there. It's not like it's going to be dramatic or anything. We're going to come in here, and we're probably going to mess up. Let's see. Oh, there's not a witch on this one. Oh, I got 21 ups. Cool. What were the options in there? 50, 20, 500 coins, and 3, I think? Was 3 the smallest amount? Maybe it was 5, I'm not sure. We got a pretty good amount of lives. 500 is probably the worst thing you can get on there, unless there's like 5 lives on there. I don't remember what the smallest amount was. Because, that's essentially, if you get the 500 coins, that's 499 coins lost for nothing. Which, whatever. Very cool, very good. Now we can start collecting money again. I'm not sure if we'll hit 999 before the end of the playthrough, but we'll see what happens. The final level of Macro Zone is where it all kind of comes together for me. It's like, oh, you come to the attic, and there's a bunch of enemies and stuff, so it's like, oh, like weird little critters running around. There's a bunch of books, so it's like a dusty old attic. It's pretty neat, and I'm actually going to throw away that shelf for... Oh, okay, that was cool. Before I got myself hurt. And now this 1-up mushroom's neat, because it's a weird little enemy that's like... it pops up, it's a 1-up, and then once you get close to it, this like little witch pops out and runs away trying to keep it away from you. This enemy's only in this level. There is another one in this level, but it's actually very odd, and I don't actually know why I stopped to bother to kill that piranha plant. Don't know, whatever. And actually, I'm going to go this way so I don't hit those spikes. So it's just a very strange enemy that they put 2 of in this video game, even though they fit very well in the thematics for the next level, but whatever. I didn't develop the game, so what am I supposed to say? Who am I supposed to know? Who do I even know? Do I know anybody? I know our good friend Wario, I know him. Well, I was gonna say we know he's having fun in his castle, but we can only hope with our heart of hearts that Wario's having a good time in He Castle, because otherwise, what's the point of the castle if you're not having a good time in it, baby? And yeah, here it is. Here's our only other weird little witch guy who'll run away with our 1-up. No. That was the witch's 1-up. We wrongfully took it from him. I think that's pretty fair to say. So, the conveyor belts. I mentioned in the last level, I thought it was kind of strange that they were just kind of like, just a block with an arrow on it. They got the point across. But these are much more polished looking conveyor belt blocks that are just in the next level after you see the, the very straightforward, but, self-explanatory versions of these. And then all of a sudden it's like, here's a more polished looking conveyor belt thing, which, it has arrows that you can see the conveyor belt the way it's going. This would convey without color pretty nicely. Like, I mean, the block with just an arrow pointing one direction definitely conveys the ideas much better. But, you know how it goes. I just don't understand why they built 2 conveyor belts. I'm guessing it was just like something that slipped through in development or something. Who knows? But, what's the boss of the attic? What could it possibly be? And if you guessed a big old rat, you're right. And I don't want to hit him with fireballs, because using fireballs is the cowardless way to win. So, the rat's not all that difficult of a boss. The rat will just run through pipes and try to get you. The rat does have like a little sharp pointy nose, so you can't jump on the front of his face whenever he's going up like walls. You do have to wait for him to kind of just run by you. Now, what I like to do is kind of stand where I'm standing, although if he pops out of that left pipe, you're kind of screwed. You also don't want to stand in the middle, because if you stand in the middle, the rat will fall on you whenever he goes through a thing. He kind of has set path, like, he has set paths. He doesn't have like an AI telling him where to go or anything. It's a cute little boss. It's not all that hard. There's been bosses like that in Mario before. I'm pretty sure the Koopalings, some of them do that in Mario World, or maybe it was Mario 3. I don't know. I get the Koopalings fights mixed up in my brain. But there we go. Our third golden coin out of 6. It feels like only 4 days ago we wait, hold on. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. It feels like only 4 days ago that we started collecting the golden coins, and here we are halfway through. We only got 3 more zones to go, and then we can storm Wario's castle, and I guess take it back from him. I suppose that's the goal of the video game. Doesn't sound as pleasant when you put it that way, huh? Taking what's someone else's and making it your own. That sounds like stealing. This Super Mario's a stealer. He's not only a shitty landlord, but he's a stealer. But I mean, what is a landlord but a stealer? Anyways.